Yeah, I grew up in Ohio. What? Big up Midwest, what? I grew up in Ohio, and my friends back home, they always ask me, what's the deal? What's the fascination with Miami? Why did you choose that city of all places to end up? Why there? And I said, well, I identify with Miami. Like if I was a city, I would be Miami. Because, Miami is like a really fly, sexy girl you see in the distance. And then you get up on her and you're like, oh, wow. There's a lot of issues going on here. There's a lot going on. A lot of nepotism, a lot of growing pains going on. Got some slummy issues. Just catching on to whatever the latest flavor of the month is. So many issues, but man, what a good time. What a good time. Yeah, Miami. Yeah, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Akron, Ohio. What? Akron? Yeah, Akron. Akron used to be cool when LeBron was still playing here. Now everyone's like, yeah, whatever. Forget that town. Forget that Rust Belt area. Forget it. Now, what I love, I always have to explain how the setup of Akron is, because what I miss about it is that is a town that everybody knew what was what. Everybody knew what was up. Everyone knew their place. The way it was set up, you had the black people all lived here, and then you had the white people in the suburbs. A couple of them lived over here because they couldn't afford to move, right there. Then you had a couple of Latins. And what was crazy, all the Latins were called Puerto Rican for some reason. Didn't matter what country they were originally from. I brought one of my friends home, and I was like, yeah, such and such is actually Cuban. And my friends back home were like, oh, really? What part of Puerto Rico is that? What part? Where? I was like, no. Cuba, it's like an island. They have their own history. There was like a revolution. They're like, oh my God, Puerto Rico is so fascinating. So fascinating. This whole lower quadrant of the earth is all Puerto Rico. All Puerto Rico. All the Asians were called Chinese. Yeah, which was great because my mom is Japanese. So first day of school, I guess kids felt that they had to greet me in my native language. They would do like a Bruce Lee type of thing. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, that whole Crouching Tiger, Mandrake, Karate Kid thing where I was like, okay, at least you got the Karate Kid part right. So at least you got that. They're like, oh, well, tell us some Chinese stuff. I was like, oh, my mom is Japanese. Not quite the same. Not quite the same at all. Yeah, what? Big up Japanese people and black dudes that love them. What? That was my father. Yeah, there was a time when you were a black man and you weren't doing well in high school and you watched commercials and said, you know what? I would like adventure. I would like to go around the world. I would like to drop out of high school. The Army is for me. So that was my dad. I asked my mom, how did that love affair work? Because even now your English is questionable. And my father, not the brightest bulb in the pack. 10th grade, strong 10th grader. I said, well, how did that work? And then my mom, she was like, well, I used to love the American music. I love the black music. The only place where I could see live black music is at the base. So I would go to the base and I would see all these beautiful men. So tall and handsome, with goals and dreams. And then I saw your father in the corner. I said, you know what, I'm not getting any younger. I really need a green card. Let's make this happen. I wonder why that love affair didn't work out. It didn't work out. Nice, tidy divorce. Now, my father wasn't around much when I was growing up. I compared to, little kids think of, monsters and monsters lurking in their lives. For me, my father was like the Loch Ness Monster. Because other than a couple of blurry photos, a couple of random sightings, you really couldn't tell he existed. He was floating out there somewhere in a lake. somewhere. No, it wasn't. You know, black people don't swim. Come on. He probably, well, you know, it's the army. They don't really force them to do that. They don't force them. He drove a truck. It wasn't even a cool army job. It was like just truck. Not like a really cool, like, wow, we're going to the battle. It was like the food truck. It was like not. I mean, but I guess there's the job. Every military like operation, there has to be somebody's got to go out and fight. Somebody's got to operate the drone. Somebody's got to run the food truck. That was my father. Yeah, you know the thing is like after 9/11, this is a true story. After 9/11 happened, my father felt that it was his patriotic duty to re-up, go back, join the reserves. And go out to Iraq. True story. He was part of a convoy driving that food truck. You would think that was like a safe job. Like they actually ran over an IED, which is an improvised explosive device. It's like a booby trap bomb, you know. So terrorists, they pack it with like all kinds of like metal and shrapnel and all that, and it did a lot of damage. Him and his convoy rode over it and boom. And he sustained a lot of injuries, serious injuries. He lost use of his eye and his arm, a lot of shrapnel, a lot of surgeries. And back home in Akron, they called him a hero. He got the front page of the newspaper. And my mom said, you know what? It's been so long, but we should tell your father how much we appreciate him. Let's go over to his house. We'll bring potato salad. Bury the hatchet, let him know what a hero he is to us. So we go down to my father's house with a big bowl of potato salad, and my father's sitting there in the corner, and my mom looks at him. Oh, look at you. You went to Iraq, and now you're a hero. And now you only have one arm. Only one arm to touch the other women with. You know, I remember back in '84, we went over to Peggy's house for barbecue. And you told me, you know what, I would really like some potato salad. I said, yes, it is very creamy. You should totally go get some. You go, and I said, wow, you took a very long time. What is going on? I look over at the table, and there you are, just rubbing. And you know I'm Japanese, I do not have the buttocks. But there you are. But now, you only have one arm. And now you only have one eye. Only one eye to look at the other women with. You know, if I was over in Iraq and I saw the IED go off, you know, I would have gone out to the street when your little eyeball was flying through the air like that little meatball song. I would have gone out in the street and picked it up and brushed it off and then put it in a glass jar and then put it on my mantle and said, look everybody, here is the one eyeball of my ex-husband. You want some potato salad? Potato salad? It's very good. I love my mother. She's great. She's a great woman. Very inspiring, very inspiring. Let me tell you this thing. You know, growing up, there wasn't too many of my combination of the black and Japanese thing happening. There was one other family, and they had a daughter named Mona. Dudes just loved Mona. We would go to the mall. We were like the dynamic duo. And dudes would go nuts. They'd be like, oh man, look at Mona. She's so tiny, so petite, like a little China doll with a dust and a cinnamon. I just want to put her in my pocket. She's so fine. What's up with your Samoan friends? What's up? What's up with that? We could clear out some tables in the food court and wrestle. It would be hot. It's like Mona got invited to homecoming. I never got invited to homecoming. Never. I remember I was so sad about it. I felt so lonely. I felt so different. And I was 15. I said, you know what? I'm ready for this to be over. I am so sick and tired of being the outsider. I wrote a note. I'm going to end it all tonight. I'm going to end it all. My mom found a note. She came to me and she said, oh, you want to kill yourself. You know, I remember when I met your father, and he told me what a wonderful life we are going to have in America. And I said, you know what? This is going to be exactly like those John Wayne movies I watched. I'll have lots of land and lots of horses. No, we ended up in Akron, Ohio. I was so sad when your father left me. Me and my 2 black babies in Ohio. I said, you know, I cannot go back. I have so much pride. And in Japan, nobody is going to want a woman with 2 black babies. So every day I would look in the sky and see the airplanes go by. And I would say, you know, I wonder if they're going back to Japan, because I want to go back with my 2 black babies. So I said, you know what, it's going to be too much. I will go to the highest bridge here. And then I'm going to throw you and your sister off, and then me, and end it all. But you want to kill yourself, because you couldn't go to the party. I guess we have bonded now. We are suicide. Your life is so difficult. That ended on a really weird note. Anyway, my name is Rhett Thompson. Thank you so much. Check out my podcast, Blackanese Chick. Let's give it up for Rhett.